Well, that's another piece stuck in. We're sort of slowly getting this job done. And in the shop where I got these tiles, they do sell a special cutter for cutting these things with. It's only €89. Yeah, that's why I'm using a Stanley knife and a rule, and I can still count to 10. Well, there we are. I'm going to do a bit more of this, then I shall examine whether I can put some more plaster up. Now, this is the doorway which eventually will lead to the model railway room. Yeah, at the moment I wouldn't recommend going into the model railway room, because at the moment it's 12 feet up in the air and hasn't got a floor. What I have done is I have put a platform in there so you can step through this door without falling on the ground. Was it Saturday I dressed that all up with sand and cement mortar. This morning, before I started mucking about with other things, I dressed the bottom in with some show, so tomorrow I think I will plaster that off and make it prettier. But there's plenty else that I can plaster. You know, I'm not going to run out of things to plaster for a while. So the reason, there were several reasons I went shopping this morning, mainly for food, but I did pick up a couple of bags of plaster. 2 bags isn't going to finish this job, but it will allow me to make some big inroads with it. If I put the camera down, stop gabbing and get on with it, really. And of course you can't plaster with a trowel like that. Must admit, that was my labourer. He after the last little plastering job, he said, "Do you know what, I can't be asked to clean the trowel." Not a big issue, we'll get that scrubbed off and get things done. There we are, big damp patch of plaster. I'd like to say it's perfect. I'd like to. What I'm going to say is I've managed to retain some of the character of the wall. Work that one out for yourselves. Right, cup of tea, then we'll carry on. And on. And on. I've got to put a grinder on some of this. These are where I put staples in the wall. Yeah, and the mucky lumpy bits are the resin, and yeah, I need to just dust that over with a grinder before I try to plaster it. Well, good morning. Tuesday the 15th of November. I've already been doing a little bit. I've drunk several cups of tea, and yep, that's looking a lot better than it was. Why am I plastering when I should be floor laying? Well, let's just change locations and I'll explain that. Now, as you know, I'm a highly skilled craftsman with an intellect and intelligence level that makes Einstein look like Forrest Gump, basically. And I never, ever make mistakes. Using what we normally call a Stanley knife. This one actually is a Stanley. How about that? Most of them these days are sort of knockoff copies. Using a Stanley knife and a ruler, which is great fun because that's the easiest way to slice your thumb off. Haven't managed that yet. It takes about 10 or 12 strikes with the knife to get through these tiles. They are actually very resilient. I guess that's why for €89 they sell you a special cutter for it. So you measure and you mark and you make sure that everything is absolutely the right size, and I can work in feet and inches or I can work in centimetres and millimetres. Doesn't matter to me. The ruler has got both on it, and if you really need to, so we do some precision engineering and we make a piece to go in to finish a little corner off to make it beautiful. And we offer it up to the job. We cut it the wrong way. I have a policy when I make a mistake like that, which is, this is schoolboy level stupid, isn't it? I do something else, so I mixed some plaster and did that. But we'll get back on with this job very, very shortly once the brain has unfuddled itself.